Is being single bad for business and bad for economy? Let's talk about it. Hi everybody and welcome to S.M.E Talks. I come across this article, which we will cover briefly now, that says being single is bad for economy, it's bad for business, and it affects the prosperity of both the national economy and also the individual financial wealth. I'm not sure that I agree with the latter part. We will talk about this in detail. Before we get into the article, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and show some love. So this is from The Guardian, and this article is being shared by several outlets. And the gist of the article: why single people are hurting the economy. Marriage means financial security and more spending. So more spending and financial security, how do they go hand in hand? Which boosts the economy? Are singletons selfish or pragmatic? So what they saying is spend your money so you make the rich richer and you lose your wealth. That's what they're saying. As if singletons needed any more outside pressure on their romantic lives, there is little more unmarried people may be dragging down the whole economy. So you could see a bit of a guilting language, is trying to guilt people to get into the golden cage. No need to go through the whole article. I'll talk about my experience. I'll talk about this from a man's point of view, my point of view, and whether I believe being single versus being in a relationship or married is good for the financial well-being. I will not talk about the economy. I'll talk about the personal wealth, the generational wealth, and not retaining that, but building that. Because most of us, let's face it, we're not born with a golden spoon in our mouth that we are pretty set we can get, married in the early 20s, mid-20s. We already have, the funds and everything sorted for us. And what we have to do, we have to retain it, build families, have kids and continue the family investments. Most of us don't fall into that bracket. I'm talking about people who have to build themselves by themselves, like myself and probably most of you watching. If you are within the process of building up that wealth, I'm not talking about working 9 to 5 only, but I'm talking about starting your own side hustle with your work, generating different streams of income, having a relationship, particularly with someone who doesn't appreciate this lifestyle, who doesn't appreciate what it takes to build something from scratch. It's an absolute distraction. It's a nightmare, and it will distract you from your purpose and from the vision that you have for yourself and for the future. And I'll be very honest here. Most women like attention, like time, especially if they like you. They would like you to go out every now and then, often rather every now and then. There's my friend visiting from the city, we have to see them this weekend. My parents are doing this. There is this new play. And to be honest with you, that's how healthy relationships should be like. You do activities together. I'm not talking down to this. But I'm talking and for a particular use case, for a particular scenario where you're actually having to work 3-4 hours after the normal office hours to do your own project. I'll give you an example. As you know, I'm a consultant. I work in the technology field, and this is my main bread and butter. And it's quite a demanding job. But also at the same time, what I've done about 3-4 years ago, I've documented on YouTube my weight loss journey. And that channel blew up, especially about 2 years ago. And it was breaking all sorts of records. It reached 100,000 subscribers in less than 12 months, and now it sits at 800,000 subscribers plus. The channel is in Arabic, so you wouldn't really get any value for me to give you the link. And the lifestyle, especially when I look into producing content more seriously, the social life and the social, the freedoms that you have, they get cut down to minimal. The hours become so valuable throughout the day that really you wouldn't have any time to do none of that stuff. And if you can do it once or twice a week, you're lucky. I would say most women wouldn't appreciate that lifestyle. They wouldn't relate to it. They wouldn't feel good about it. So you wouldn't have a healthy relationship to start with. So having a relationship while you're trying to build your wealth is a recipe for disaster. And like they said in the article, so you end up spending to make the economy better, so you make the rich richer, basically. I would like to retain that wealth and invest it for my future. And this is the fine line, and this is the big difference. Now, are there not couples who do things together and they both understand the struggle and the hustle side of things? Yes, there are, but it's very rare. It's very rare for the man to have that kind of vision and for the women to match that energy and they both have that same goal to work together. Or at least for her to understand the struggle and what he has and not give him headache and all that sorts of expectations. But that's very rare. I've seen on YouTube, and it's difficult to judge on YouTube because they just, they could be having a persona to create content and get attraction and views by having that image. But I've seen on YouTube, I've seen successful couples who started the hustle together. They both, work together on the same shops, starting up brands, selling goods, Amazon, you name it. I've seen it, and it's fantastic. But the reason that worked because both of them understood the hustle. The money that you would spend on maintaining the relationship may cripple the initiatives you want to take to invest and start things and build things. It's possible. That money that you spend to maintain the larger household, the needs of your partner, of your missus, obviously in most cases, for me personally, I would take responsibility. So all that would slow you down. So, is being single bad for finances? I don't think being single is bad for your personal wealth if you are working to build that wealth. If you are wealthy enough, right? You have all the wealth you need. You are well established. You have multiple streams of income. You have lots of assets or reasonable amount of assets that generate revenue to you. Then it can become a thing of security because if the marriage is in harmony, if there are no issues, no problems. For me, really, I think being single, it's a peace of mind. It gives me peace. And I'll be very honest with you. Hardly you will have that kind of peace when you are in a relationship. I like to concentrate on things. I like to build things. I like to do things without being distracted with this and that, especially for things that I don't think have value or don't add things for me. Let me know what your view is. Do you think they have a point in saying this? Are we being selfish, staying single and not playing our part for the society and economy? I'm looking forward to read your comments. Thank you for watching the video. See you next time. Take care for now.